Let's move our topic to the recent dialogue that President Xi Jinping had with President Biden just like a couple days ago. And after the meeting, both leaders have stated that they have to reinforce the cooperation in between two countries. And what do you think this type of cooperation in between China and U.S. would help WTO, not just WTO, also the world economy in the future? What does it mean to it?
Well, I think it's really important because I'm not sure that the WTO can survive the trade war between the United States and China, where both countries are ignoring WTO requirements and commitments. We have legal commitments to the WTO that, in my view, both countries are breaking. And so the first step would be, could be, should be the establishment of a dialogue mechanism to bring our trade regimes into compliance with those with our basic commitments. I am one who believes that the United States should meet its commitment and that China should also meet its commitments that were freely made. Uh, um, but to get to that place, it seems like a long way away from where we are right now. To establish a regular series of dialogues would be very useful. And I think that, that both sides should reflect on their policies. In the case of China, I would remind our friends that China has had a large multilateral trade surplus for ever since it joined the WTO. And that is in 2021 at a significant percentage of Chinese GDP. And 2021 is a funny year, so it's not normal. But having a trade surplus every year for 20 years is not normal either. And only promoting exports and inhibiting imports is really unfortunate for the Chinese consumer. And therefore, I think that now in the post-pandemic, as we begin to enter the post-pandemic era, now would be a very good time to reflect on how we could all do better. I know that my country could do better for sure. And I know that China has a very aggressive trade agenda with the Digital Economy Partnership Agreement and with the CPTPP agreement. And I hope that China joins both because I think that that will improve domestic reform and domestic governance and will benefit the average Chinese person quite significantly if those reforms are indeed made. So we could all do better.
So we understand that you have been to a lot of forums and high level meetings in between China and the US. And you also have like conversations and communications with our Foreign Department Ministry Wang Yi and also the new Chinese ambassador Qin Gang. And from their statements and speeches, do you think there's a signal that Chinese government trying to stand out to the world that they are trying to opening up and they will be open to more like the world trade deals and cooperations in the future?
Well, I think that we're getting very mixed signals. And when Xi Jinping speaks about self-reliance, I wonder how can self-reliance be compatible with the WTO? The WTO principle is interdependence, not self-reliance. And so self-reliance in technology, but more than that, self-reliance in agriculture and self-reliance in energy as well, which probably is impossible for China. Um, so I think we're seeing quite mixed signals, and I understand that. The leadership is not, if you will, guided only by economic principles, but also by national security principles. And it's really the melding of the economic and the security interests that will determine final policy. Um, so I understand that there is a great deal of complexity and risk management going on, but we're seeing, I think, in many countries, very mixed signaling that forces companies to be careful and perhaps double review or maybe even triple review their investment plans, as it is so difficult to foresee the future given the mixed signaling that we are receiving all of the time. So I wish I could say that the future is clear and bright, and I hope that that's true. But currently, it's very foggy, and I cannot see the longer distance in the future.